Hello friends! How small can a particle be and still damage a chip? In the most advanced chip structures, it can be around 10 nanometers or even less. That is only about the width of 5 DNA helices. But at the chip scale, it can be as large as the feature it lands on. If it creates a defect in a tiny metal connection, a signal may be blocked, weakened, or become unreliable. Not every particle is fatal, but one defect in a critical place can still ruin the whole chip. That is why semiconductor manufacturing depends on cleaning and on extremely clean environments. In an ISO class 3 cleanroom, the air is controlled so tightly that only very few larger particles are allowed per cubic meter. Normal room air contains far more particles. The goal is simple: keep particles away from the wafer so the process stays controlled. Until next time, let's keep exploring science and technology. Before you go, if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. A like and a comment always helps the channel, and you may also enjoy one of the videos on screen.